How you liking the Dolphins this year, though? How you liking it?
Yo, honestly, bro, I'm excited. But I'm also a realistic fan. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Being a Dolphins fan, I equate it to what I imagined what it would be like to be like a battered wife. You know what I'm saying? Every year they tell us that they've changed, that they're gonna be better, that they're not gonna be the same that they were before. They're not gonna let me down, and then inevitably, I get let down, and it hurts. It hurts every time. Last year, we looked so amazing at times, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah, dog! That's my fucking team. We dropping 70 plus on motherfuckers." And then you look at it realistically, and you're like, "Who are these teams that we're fucking murdering?" You know what I'm saying? They're all below 500 teams. Anytime we face the legend.
I love it. Dolphins fans, you need to learn from this guy. You need to be realistic about the Dolphins.
every time we face a
Even
team
Cowboys
that
fans,
had a,
my fellow Cowboys fans, you got to be realistic too.
you know what I'm saying? Every time we face a team that had a better than 500 record, we struggled to say the least. Our offense all of a sudden wouldn't be clicking the way that we thought they were, and that's a real problem, bro. It's a legitimate issue that I have with the team. We went from being that team from so many years ago that would also very frustratingly we would lose against below 500 teams, and we beat the shit out of teams that had amazing records that year. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, the year that we went almost winless, the one fucking win that we had was against the Ravens, and the Ravens were like at the top of the AFC, and we beat the Ravens. We didn't beat any other team that season, but the Ravens. We beat the fucking Ravens. So the Dolphins, they've been doing this like I don't know what you would call like Chinese Korean style torture. To me at least all my life, where I love them, but they hurt me every single time,
I
and
can
I
hear it in
keep
your
forgiving.
voice. I can hear it in your voice.
I keep taking them back. This is the most toxic relationship I've ever had.
You're the most loyalist to his ex ever. Sticking with the Dolphins, Drew. What do you think about their upcoming season?
Man, I'm excited for him. Like I mean, we've clearly established. I'm not or I'm a Falcons fan, but living here in Miami, man, especially living in Miami, I watch more Dolphins games than I do Falcons games because you guys got the live coverage every Sunday. So I get to watch a lot of those games, and honestly, like now that I've gotten older and I've been here for so long, it almost becomes like your second team where you're just like, all
Yep.
right, cool. Like
Yep.
as long as you're not playing the Falcons, I'll go for you. I don't mind.
Same,
Do I got
same.
a Dolphins shirt? Absolutely not. But I definitely catch myself, in a room full of Dolphins fans being like, yeah, let's do this. I hope they do this. And
Mhm.
you know, having seen it with the Heat, which I'm not as big a fan of, but like it's cool when a championship comes to your city. Like even if it's not your team, like to be a part of that atmosphere and be like, oh man, the whole city's all on this. Like it's a cool thing. So you always want to see the Dolphins do well in that sense. But I think they're figuring everything out, and the what you got out of Tua with under this new coach McDaniel versus what you're getting out of Florida this night and day. I mean, there was MVP talks, throughout the first half of the season. I think could have over like 4,000 yards,
Mhm.
plenty of points, things like that. And you guys had a nice balance where it was just like, we have Tyreek Hill, we got Waddle, we got some of these fast receivers, but because of that, we also get to run the ball like crazy when you gave it to was it Mostert and
HN.
HN and all that kind of stuff like that. Like it was just when you have weapons on, I want to say both sides, but like we have weapons in the air and on the ground like that, it's so hard to defend that. They can hurt you from anywhere. And so I think that it's going to be exciting to see what they do this year because they're just going to keep growing in that system and that they've kind of like created and they're just going to keep going. So I don't see why they wouldn't be just as good, if not better than what they were doing last year.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for the Dolphins for real. Like you said, like I'm not a true Dolphins fan, but I'm definitely consider them like a second team because born and raised in Miami, and then seeing all my boys that they're going for Dolphins and stuff like that, it would be dope for the city as well, seeing a championship because in I think our lifetimes together, I don't think we've ever seen a Miami Dolphins championship in Miami. So it would be dope to see a parade and all that,
I would
and
cry.
just yeah, I
I
feel
got
you.
I would
Oh,
cry.
sorry, you
I would cry
were
tears of
saying
joy. I would cry tears of joy legitimately.
this might have been the best season. I mean, I know they didn't win they lost in the first round of the playoffs, but like record wise, this might have been the best, if not like the second best season they've had since we've all been alive.
yeah, yeah,
I'd say definitely since we won the AFC East with Chad Pennington, and Jay Fiedler was a legit solid quarterback for the Dolphins. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The Jay Fiedler era, we were consistently contenders in the AFC East consistently, and he was fundamentally he was a hard nosed quarterback. He didn't have the best arm, but man, he would run out and block for Ricky Williams. Like he did all the shit that you needed from a quarterback. I like Jay Fiedler. I just have to put that out there. As a Dolphins fan, I really like Jay Fiedler. I'd say he was the second best quarterback we had for a very long time in a Dolphins uniform. Consistently, like he put up good numbers, and he we won with him for the most part.
yeah, yeah. No, he was pretty good. Just sticking with the team itself, though, man. You guys made some good moves for sure. I think last year your linebacker core was horrendous. The rush defense was horrible. The pass defense from the linebacker was middle of the pack of the NFL. And I think you guys made so much moves there this offseason that it's just going to improve your team that much. Then you bring in another safety, Jordan Poyer from the Buffalo Bills. That's going to help you guys tremendously as well. So your secondary, your linebackers, and your defensive line are all solid. So it's going to help you out. Your defense, your offense last year for like 7 weeks throughout the season, you guys were the best offensive ranked team. So just putting those two things together, making a mess and getting all that chemistry, bro, I think you guys have a legitimate run to try to make it to the Super Bowl. The only two teams that I think are going to probably stop you guys is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. But hey, any given Sunday, bro, you never know what can happen. So, bro, I really do think that the Dolphins have a legitimate chance to try to make it to the Super Bowl.